don't want to get you too close because I don't want it to feel too intimate, but then I don't want it to feel too far away because then it would feel too distant. Right, now, next thing is to try and sort out this mop. I made the mistake of washing my hair just before I did this. So now I'm hoping blade work, hair styling powder, is going to be my friend. I have heard good things about it. Let's see what it can do. No. How did I have it earlier? I liked it earlier. Something like that? No. Oh. I went up to town to have my hair cut and then I bumped into someone I know and I sat there chatting with them for about an hour and a half. But barber's closed. Yeah, that will have to do, won't it? I can't actually see it. That's not terrible. I mean, I was going to have it 2 on the sides and then longer on the top, and I promise you it looks better like that, but... Oh God. What, how should I... The thing I can't get over is why the hell have I kept this in the edit? Anyway, you've got this. If you're not happy with it, you can... I'm looking on the viewfinder above. Is it even in focus? Am I in focus? Oh, I am now. Right, there we go. Right. Now I need to actually bloom and see what I'm doing. Aha! Right. I can see you now. Hello. Right, I've made some prompts because this is about the 8th take and it's 11:20. So, and it's Saturday night. So, this is the day before it's meant to go out. The things I do for you. Okay, so we have all... Oh no, I can't get on with that bloody hair. Hold on a minute. That'll do. How about that? Right, now attempt however many. Right, can I see myself now? Right, okay, here we go. Let's start. So, welcome to the Ringer Ollie Coronation Special. I think that's the title. I haven't entirely thought this through, so this is kind of a bit of a make it up as you go along kind of thing. I have the benefit of being on YouTube for... Hold on, what year is it? 2023. Oh, it's about 10 years now. And for the first good 7 of those years, I spent vlogging. So I used to be quite good at getting my words out, but it's surprising how difficult and how quickly you lose that talent. It's a skill.
3 cheers for His Majesty the King. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! do now hereby, with one voice and consent of tongue and heart, publish and proclaim that the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and rightful liege lord, Charles III. By the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of his other realms and territories, King.
Even with the most deeply held differences, treating the other person with respect and as a fellow human being is always a good first step towards greater.
The coronation weekend has finished, and we have all been witnesses to another page in the history books of the United Kingdom. Of course, for there to be a coronation, we have to change monarch, and for that it did mean that we lost Elizabeth II. Her 70-year platinum Jubilee reign came to a close on the 8th of September 2022 when she passed away at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Immediately upon her death, at 3:10 on the 8th of September, Charles, her eldest son, became king. And with a new monarch, with the exception of one, extra points to anyone who can tell me in the comments which king in relatively recent modern history was never crowned. Comment below. And with a new king comes a coronation, which we have all seen. Now, 70 years ago, this year, Elizabeth II would have been coronated at Westminster Abbey. And in the case of Elizabeth's coronation, streets of people would go to the one person at the end of the street who had a TV. It wasn't in colour, but, you know, in black and white, the whole street would crowd around and watch the coronation. And in this case, 70 years later, this time round, everyone did the same. The King's coronation would have been watched by many millions more people than who watched the Queen's coronation back in 1953, because nowadays most households have a TV set of their own. But still, communities came together to celebrate the new monarch and the coronation, and we did witness, arguably, with the possible exception of the Platinum Jubilee last year, one of the most triumphant weekends in British history. It was a true weekend where many people felt proud to be British. So, with a new monarch means, as I said, the loss of an old one. So let's remind ourselves of the dreaded day back in September when we lost Elizabeth II.
BBC is interrupting its normal programmes to bring you an important announcement. This is BBC News from London. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. In a statement, the palace said the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. BBC Television is broadcasting this special programme reporting the death of Her Majesty the Queen.
This is a happy day for me, but it is also one that brings serious thoughts. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
In wishing you all good evening, I feel that I am speaking to friends and companions. Thousands of you in this country have had to leave your homes and be separated from your fathers and mothers. My sister Margaret Rose and I feel so much for you, as we know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all.
When I was 21, I pledged my life to the service of our people, and I asked for God's help to make good that vow. Although that vow was made in my salad days when I was green in judgment, I do not regret nor retract one word of it.
I speak to you today with feelings of profound sorrow. Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration and example to me and to all my family. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. To my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
And now, in May 2023, a new king has been crowned at Westminster Abbey. On Saturday the 6th of May, the centuries-old tradition of the service at Westminster was done again, just as it has for hundreds and hundreds of years. And that was one of the greatest things about that service, in that it has been done the same way again and again, and it's a sort of reoccurrence of circumstance and pomp that this country is known for. And a little trivial fact for you, before I play some highlights of the service. The St. Edward's crown, which the monarch only wears for a matter of minutes at the precise moment of his coronation, features a diamond, but it's an incredibly special diamond, and it's got some history to it. In 1901, a mine worker's manager stumbled upon, across the top of the mine, a large stone, and it was glistening, and they brushed it off, and it was a huge diamond. It was about that big. It was so large they couldn't do anything with it. It's the largest, to this date, the largest diamond ever found on this planet. So what they did was that this diamond was taken to a specialist back in 1901, and it was smashed apart, and it fractured into hundreds and hundreds of pieces. And the largest two pieces, the largest of which was situated in the top of the sovereign's sceptre, which His Majesty the King held at the coronation. And that diamond at the top of the sceptre is the largest cut flawless diamond in the world, and it is said that that stone is completely priceless. Nothing on the planet could equal or exceed that. It is the most precious item on the globe. And the second largest diamond was put into the St. Edward's crown, which is used at the precise. So, the centuries-old tradition of the service at Westminster Abbey was done again, just as it has for hundreds of years. So, let's see some highlights of that wonderful and very memorable service.
I here present unto you King Charles, your undoubted king. Wherefore, all you who are come this day to do your homage and service, are you willing to do the same? God save King Charles. God save the King! God save the King!
And as a little side note, as the King and the Queen left the Abbey for Buckingham Palace and the procession down the mall and the fly past over the palace, which was scaled back due to bad weather, typically British, the ringers at the Abbey successfully completed a peal of Cambridge Surprise Royal. And for anyone wanting to hear it, as the coronation day itself drew to a close, many people were left wondering, what does it actually feel like to wear a crown? It's now quite widely known that the crown is incredibly heavy and rather uncomfortable to wear. And if you want to be very specific and would like to know what it actually weighs, some people can see it online and find that out online, or they can go to the Tower of London and have big tour guides tell you it. When they say it weighs somewhere around £6, it's quite hard to actually visualise what that is. So, for anyone who doesn't know what £6 is, and that includes me, I had to look it up, this is what £6 weighs. 3 logs, you know, so it's quite heavy. Bark all over my carpet. Sunday, the day after the coronation came, and that was the day of the Coronation Music Concert at Windsor Castle. And it was held on the gardens and on the east lawn of Windsor Castle, and very kindly the King was out at 7 o'clock in the morning weeding.
Here in what has been the royal family's back garden for almost 1,000 years. And doesn't it look pristine and beautiful tonight? All thanks to His Majesty, who was out here weeding at 7 this morning.
Apparently. He probably wasn't. Probably too tired from getting a hat placed on his head the day before. And the concert was a stark contrast to the day before. The day before being centuries and centuries worth of tradition in an ancient church. Well, not that ancient. Don't get ahead of yourself, it's not a massively ancient church. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's an old service on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday, completely modern. It was a stark contrast. You had old and new. Not like the Monarchs, which was old and slightly less old. And above the castle, hundreds of drones lit up the sky, portraying pictures of whales and tigers, and it was an amazing experience. The King's son, the Prince of Wales, delivered a speech which was incredibly moving.
I want to say a few words about my father and why I believe this weekend is so important. But don't worry, unlike Lionel, I won't go on all night long. As my grandmother said when she was crowned, coronations are a declaration of our hopes for the future. And I know she's up there, fondly keeping an eye on us, and she'll be a very proud mother.
And the nation, and in fact now, thanks to the power of the internet, the world, was treated to some of the best music we've ever seen.
What the future holds after a hurricane. What? Make me a reason why on the door. Everybody jump!
everybody around the world. Joining us on stage is the amazing Robin Schultz. Good evening, Robin. Okay, we're now ready. We want to hear your voices. Are you ready to sing? Today this could be sing. Oh yeah.
Trying to figure it out, oh, your anticipation pulls you down. You can have it all, Windsor, you can have it all. Oh, it's over. Oh, come on, get it on. I don't know what you're waiting for, your time is coming, don't be late. Hey, 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 let me show you, you're all that matters to me, you're that matters to me. So come on, oh come on, don't know what you're waiting for, your time is coming, don't be late. Hey, hey, so come on, see the light, let me know ya, you're all that matters to me, you're that matters to me. Hey, let me know forget where you're coming from. Damn it, it's all real. This will all be someone else's dream. This will be someone else's forget where you're coming from. Damn it, it's all real. This will all be someone else's dream. This will be someone else's dream. Everybody sing. Never forget, no, no.
A weekend to remember. A king has been crowned, as they have done for hundreds of years, and will continue to do for many hundreds of years to come. A new series of pictures has been released by Buckingham Palace to mark the occasion, and many of them are symbolising what the monarchy is now. We don't have Elizabeth II. The majority of people in this country, up until September, had not known another monarch other than Elizabeth II. She dedicated 70 years of her life to the service of this nation and the Commonwealth countries around the globe. So immediately having a new king and going from the day before, which was perfectly fine, to the morning of the 8th being told that the Queen was unwell, and then the afternoon of the 8th being told that she had died and there was a new king, it was a very quick and a very brisk shock to everyone across the globe. But now the monarchy has changed. It's hard to forget that less than a year ago we were celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and at the age of 96 the Queen, although rather frail, still did all of the things she had done throughout her entire life. She made the Queen's speech, she went to church, she stood on the balcony and lit the beacons to mark her 70-year reign. And in the space of a few short weeks, we went from having the great Elizabeth II to a new king, Charles III. So, what an amazing weekend we have all been witness to. And another page in the history of the United Kingdom. And perhaps even the world. So tonight I shall end, because it's 20 to 12. I've got to get up and ring for a wedding in the morning. It's the first Sunday wedding I've rung for in ages. So I shall end tonight by saying the good 4 words, which has been dotted around in polite conversations since September last year, and with some highlights of the weekend we have all just seen, and some pictures of our new king. So, thank you all very much for watching. God save the king.
Ruby.